Haldo, welcome back everybody. Sorry there hasn't been a new video as of lately. I've just been in the process of moving, and trying to get back into the swing of things from a new location has turned out to be a bit more difficult than I thought. I'm still working hard on my next review, but for now, here's something to hold you over. Well, summer's almost here, and you know what that means. Time for open-toed shoes and three-piece swimsuits to take over the world for the next 4 months. And to better segue into this list, go to the beach. Now, I'm not normally a beach person, but summer is the perfect time to catch up on some good old-fashioned video games. And what makes these games a lot more fun to play, specifically during the summer, are the levels that take place on a beach. So to celebrate the upcoming season, I'm going to count down my top 10 favorite beach levels in video games. What qualifies as a beach level? Well, it has to take place on a beach, or it can be an area covered in sand and surrounded by water, so islands count too. And I don't normally do this, but I'm gonna try to stick to the one game per franchise rule that you see in a lot of other top 10 lists about video games. Also, if you don't happen to see any of your favorite beach levels on this list, keep in mind that these are just my personal favorites. But if you'd like to list your favorites, post it in the comments. I'm curious to see what you have to say. So, without further me talking, this is the top 10 beach levels in video games. When you boot up Sonic Adventure for the Sega Dreamcast, the first and only character you'll be able to play as is, of course, Sonic himself. And after you get through this really dated-looking intro, seriously, what's going on with these police cars? You'll enter the first level, a lovely little tropical setting known as Emerald Coast. This level is great for teaching players how Sonic controls thanks to its simplistic design and shortcuts that reward you for thinking outside the box. And that music. As always, Jun Sonoe delivers some quality stuff. However, the reason why Emerald Coast is so low on the list is because, well, I never played Sonic Adventure. I tried playing a friend's copy of the DX version a while ago, but I started out in one of the hub worlds without any clue as to where I was supposed to go, and before I could go over to his house and play it again, I moved to a different county. So we didn't really talk much after that, and I haven't played the game since. Now you're probably thinking, wait, if you never really played the game, then why are you putting it on the list anyway? Well, mostly because you would have killed me if I hadn't. So there, it's on here. You happy? Good, now let's move on. Link's Awakening is one of the most interesting games in the Zelda series. Not because it's any good, which I guess it is, but because of where it takes place, Koholint Island. Now, I don't really play this game a whole lot since I'm not a huge fan of Legend of Zelda games, but I will admit how fascinating I found Koholint Island to be. Link gets shipwrecked on this mysterious island after his boat gets eaten by a terrible storm. By the way, why was he even sailing out in the middle of the ocean to begin with? And there he meets a girl named Marin and her father, Terran. Link is told that in order to go home, he needs to wake up the windfish. This is done by collecting 8 instruments that I guess have some kind of magical powers? I don't know, I didn't get very far in the game. Anyway, later Link discovers that Koholint Island is actually a dream world created by the windfish. And that's why it's on my list. Koholint Island is unusual. It has unusual creatures, unusual level layouts, an unusual atmosphere, and yet it's so interesting. Especially how the bad guys are trying to stop Link from waking up the windfish. They claim they just want to rule the world, but what if they want to keep the windfish from being awoken because they know that it's all a dream? What if they realize that they would cease to exist if the windfish is awoken from his sleep? Or maybe they're just evil, who knows? But stuff like that really gets you thinking. And that's why Koholint Island is number 9. Because it's a tropical paradise with a little more than just sunshine and palm trees. Number 8 goes to another game I haven't played yet, and that game is Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. What? I'm busy! Anyway, with that said, I'm gonna be judging this level solely off of the footage I've seen. And from what I've seen, this looks like a pretty dang good level. It doesn't just take place on a beach, there's also a pirate ship that kind of reminds me of the final boss battle from the first Donkey Kong Country. It's also nice to see a few underwater sections after they were surprisingly left out in Donkey Kong Country Returns. By the way, how graceful is that gorilla when he's swimming like that? So yeah, I might not own the game yet, but after watching this level in action, I think I'll just have to end up getting Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze after all. When I told my brother Mike that I was going to be making this list, along with the levels I was going to include, he asked me why I didn't include this one specific level. I thought about it, and I was originally going to include Santa Carburera from Cars Racerama, but I ultimately decided to go with Mike's suggestion. With that said, number 7 goes to Destiny Island from Kingdom Hearts. I don't really know much about this place. From what I gather, Sora, Kairi, and Riku, and these other kids that nobody cares about, live on this island because they want to get away from it all. It's kind of like their ultimate paradise. A paradise that apparently consists of beating up other kids and some other spooky, scary stuff. Okay, I think it's pretty obvious that I haven't really played a lot of Kingdom Hearts. My past experiences with this game mostly consist of watching my brother play it. I will say, Destiny Island is downright gorgeous. A beautiful blue sky hovers over this lovely little isle, and there are bright colors up the wazoo. People still say that? In fact, the only reason why I'm including it on the list is because of how gorgeous it is. If that doesn't give it enough credit, I don't know what will. Well, I would know if I played the game a little more. Oops. Alright, I'm not sure if this is considered cheating or not because the game this level comes from is based on a TV show, but then I realized, who cares? SpongeBob SquarePants was one of my favorite cartoons growing up, and when I feel like reminiscing on the good old days, you know, when it used to be good, I like booting up SpongeBob SquarePants SuperSponge for the PlayStation 1. This game has a lot of classic SpongeBob charm, and I decided to include it because Bikini Bottom isn't just a beach, it's a beach beneath a beach! Whoa! I haven't beaten the game completely at the time of scripting this video, but I always enjoy replaying it just for the fact that it is a classic SpongeBob game. You know, just talking about it makes me want to give this game a full review, but that'll be for the future. That is, if I can figure out how to save my progress. Seriously, the disc does not want to save again! Wii Sports Resort was kind of revolutionary for its time, being the first game to implement Wii Motion Plus technology, whether you wanted it to or not. But the greatest thing it had to offer, at least in my opinion, was its setting, Wuhu Island. It was huge, it had a lot of places to see, and it was just a beautiful little tropical paradise. Then when it returned in Pilot Wings Resort, it just got a whole lot better. Now, the reason why I'm going with this version of Wuhu Island is because you have other methods of traveling around. You can fly around in a plane like in Wii Sports Resort, but you can also take a hang glider or even a jetpack. How awesome is that? Though the hang glider is a little wonky, almost like trying to fly a real hang glider. The island is really something special. There's a volcano serving as the centerpiece of the whole island, there's a beach, a bowling alley, a sword fighting arena, and lots of other islands. Some of them are used for launching fireworks, and the other has a golf course. Excitement. All that aside, Wuhu Island is a wonderful little place, and I feel that this forgotten 3DS launch title is the best way to experience it. I just wish I could have walked around the island a little bit. This was one of the very first levels I considered when making this list. Why? Because I just love it so much. In Animal Crossing New Leaf, if you have 1,000 bells to spare, you can have Cap'n take you on his boat to a little tropical island simply called the island. Here you can just relax and toss your cares away, either by going fishing or by playing one of the mini games in hopes of getting a few more medals. I felt like it would have been a crime if I didn't put this game on the list. Not only is this, in my opinion, the best and probably only good Animal Crossing game to date, but the island itself is just perfect. You get to catch fish, acquire some beetles that you can sell for a lot of money. Of course, the minigames are a lot of fun too. And best of all, that music. Fits this whole place like a glove. If you haven't played Animal Crossing New Leaf and you own a 3DS, then what's the matter with you? Pick this game up right now, because the island is practically waiting for you. Number 3 goes to Ice Cream Island from Kirby's Adventure. For this one, I have no better way to describe it than by reading off of the description given on its official Kirby Wikia page. It is a tropical sunny paradise. The level is filled with sandy beaches, coastal forests, exotic flowers, explosive coconuts, and palm trees. The majority of the parts of Ice Cream Island that Kirby travels through is covered by shallow waters and overlooks a large ocean. Kirby also traverses a vast desert-sized beach, an underground cave, and even ventures into the clouds in this level. Taking place near the bay, many of the enemies in Ice Cream Island are aquatic enemies and can survive in the water. If that won't make you buy this game, I don't know what will. So yeah, as you can tell, Ice Cream Island isn't just an island. It has a beach, a cave, it even goes above and beyond. Quite literally. There's just so much you can do. But then again, what do you expect from a game designed by Masahiro Sakurai? Number 2 comes to us from everyone's favorite underappreciated marsupial, Crash Bandicoot. At the start of the original Crash Bandicoot for the PlayStation,
so many good games!
We see Crash getting experimented on by Dr. Cortex and his henchman, N. Brio. He manages to escape but ends up falling out a window, and next time we see him, he washes up on the shores of N. Sanity Beach. The reason why this level is number 2 is mostly because it comes from one of my favorite games on the PlayStation. Plus, it's just so recognizable. It's like Crash's equivalent of World 1-1. It's that iconic. My personal love for this level is practically impossible to put into words, but trust me when I say that it's a great time, and it makes a great starter level too. Kinda figures that my favorite beach level in video games has to come from a Mario game, but come on! This is Super Mario Galaxy 2 we're talking about! And this isn't just any old beach level. This is the Starshine Beach Galaxy. I love this level so very much. Other levels that we've looked at have usually been just a beach and nothing else, but here, the entire planet is a beach. And on this planet, we have a culmination of everything beach levels in previous 3D Mario games have used. You got Yoshi, you got Piantas, you got giant bodies of water with sea creatures trying to kill you. You got it all. Everything about Starshine Beach Galaxy is amazing. And hey, everything about Super Mario Galaxy 2 is amazing, but that's for another day. I love the music, I love the setting, I love the environment, I love the way it's designed, I just love this level. How appropriate that my favorite beach level comes from one of my favorite games of all time, Starshine Beach Galaxy. The best beach level in video games. And those are my top 10 beach levels in video games. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you say you don't care, then why'd you click on the video in the first place? Dingus. Anyway, if you want to share some of your favorite beach levels, post them in the comments below. I'd really like to know what you come up with. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go do some beach things. Oh, but first I should tell you something. By the time I'm recording this, I'll be getting ready to leave for the Too Many Games Expo in Oaks, Pennsylvania from June 26th to the 28th. Unfortunately, despite how much fun I'm gonna have, that means progress on videos will be a bit slower. But I promise that I'll get back to work as soon as I get back. With that said, this is Mark, aka Super Smash 3DS, hoping you have a fantastic summer.